mothers and wives in this on this Mother's Day that we're gonna be talking on mothers and wives. And before we get started, I want to do a couple of little house cleaning. There are a couple of things I'm gonna have to correct in what I have said earlier in the past few videos concerning. First and foremost, I'd like to give thanks to. Excuse me a minute. I'd like to give thanks to um, my overseer, Apostle Ella J. Alexander, uh, of Living a Virtuous Living Faith Ministry. She has been one overseeing all of the ministries that are operating. This is getting to me. I always watch the water in the morning. She oversees all the ministries that you kind of come across in the mornings, Sundays, and in the in the evening on Zoom. So I'd like to give thanks to her, Apostle Arthur Young of Healing Water International Ministries, and also Keeping It Real. He's the host of Keeping It Real, which you see on Friday nights on Zoom. Also, a part of this other part of these groups of ministries is Apostle Sam Hunt, New Things International Ministries, Pastor Mark Dudley, who has Inspired Word Ministries, which will be airing later this Sunday, this morning. For Mother's Day, you can catch him at 11 o'clock this Sunday. We also have, I'd like to give also a shout out to our Apostle Sean Simpson of Battle Faith Ministries. He's a new, kind of like new to us, to our ministries. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to our pastor Rosetta Dixon, Soul for Virtuous Outreach Ministries. I hope I pronounced that correctly, because part of my thing is cut off. But these are the ministries that I'm associated with. I'd like to give thanks to those ministries. They kind of help me a lot, inspire me to keep going forward, not giving up, and so forth. So today, in our Mother's Day sermon, we're going to be talking about, and our title is Praise Her, Teach Your Daughters, and Love Your Sons. And this will be from Proverbs 31, chapter 31, 28 and 29. Now we'll be talking about this. And I'm going to pray us in, and then we're going to get started. Heavenly Father, we welcome you into this service. Please open our hearts and open our minds, resonate our spirit, give us the wisdom and the sight to see what your words are saying. And if there's anyone who is seeking you, may they find you. And if anyone is going through any turmoil or trial or tribulations, please give them the comfort and the endurance and the strength to endure whatever they're going through. And I say this in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. Now, we'll go on to the mothers and wives. As I said, the title is Praise Her, Teach Your Daughters, and Love Your Sons. And today we're going to gather in the presence of our loving Father, as we done right here, right now. We gathered in the presence, and we're going to explore the virtual message found in the book of Proverbs. So we're looking at the book of Proverbs, and we're going to delve into the devotional sermon, and let us reflect on the power of praise and the importance of teaching our daughters while nurturing our sons. And we're going to look at this key scripture today, which will be Proverbs 31, 29, 20, 31, 28, and 29, which beautifully uh, encapsulates the essence of this sermon. It's going to encapsulate the essence of this sermon. And I got three main points that I'm going to be talking about today. In this, three main points. And the first one is the power of praise. Praise is a powerful tool that can be used. It can uplift, it can encourage, it can inspire others. And it's something we should practice regularly. This is something that we, as a minister, as a pastor, and when I was a minister, and even before being a minister, just as a football coach, I I had to praise my players for when they did good. I even praised them for when they did when they sort of did part of what was right and part of what was wrong. I praised them for the smartness of what they thought, what they tried to do, and it made them wanted to play better for me. So the same thing here, what our mothers do, and we always see mothers do this. They they praise you for the things that you do, and they praise you for the things that they see you're trying to do. And mothers can always be very nurturing. When every time you hear your mother voice and it's in that praise mode, it gives you an uplifting spirit. It gives you that very uplifting spirit when you hear your mother say something that is very positive to you. You kind of like you wanna move faster and do things to make everything what is right. So as we focus on the virtuous woman, and the virtuous woman is this woman who does everything that is under the sun. She wakes up her husband at 6 o'clock in the morning, so she's an alarm clock. I think you see there's a woman on I think Facebook or TikTok or Instagram. She says we're more than just mothers. She tells you we're an alarm clock, we're a nurse, we're um, uh, a bank that can, I forgot how she phrases things, but we can stretch money to make things make ends meet. We're laundry attendants. We're physicians in the time of need. So mothers have a long part of a lot of things that they do and they aspire to do when they're doing these things. So moms, they're a sewer. They're the cleaners. That when they have to sew your pants and hem your dress and hem up a pair of pants to make them fit. Make sure that the house is clean. They are the ones who keep a lot of things going. And dad is one that praises her. Her husband always praises her. And this is mentioned in uh, Proverbs 31. We see that she is worthy. She's worthy of praise. This virtuous woman, this wife, she is worthy of praise. Her children will even praise her. We always know around Mother's Day, the little kids in school, they will always make their mothers little gifts. We laugh because dad always gets something like a tie or something, but mom gets flowers and all these other things, pottery things that they have made. I remember I made my mother and my grandmother like little pendants, and she wore the little pendants. She wore the little pendants on her on her on her jacket whenever she went out. So when I saw that, I was very happy that, oh wow, she wore the pendant. So moms does that, do that to you too. It makes you look up and like, oh my God, she wore the pendants. So I could see that she's happy with it, and she did it even if it's ugly. Mom will just put it on anyway, and she doesn't care because it's from her child, and that's when she sees it. Your grandmama, she knows how to get things, fruits, and put them in a jar, and you have it in the jar, and she puts these fruits in, puts different ingredients in, closes it up, and she puts it up in her jar, up in her thing. Then you come back and you're like, I don't think I want to eat that. And she said, nah, baby, you can eat this. It's good for you. When you eat it, you be like, whoa. And you want to always go to grandma's house and eat those old fashioned things because uh, grandmas in the early years, grandmas knew um, how to make food preserve or even food last longer. I remember my aunt. I see she had all kind of fruits and things in a jar. She says, "Oh, I got food here that lasts me for a long time." But mothers and grandmothers know how to do this. Wives know how to get their husbands ready. Um, lay out. Sometimes wives will lay out their husbands' clothes for work. If he wears suits, his suits are laid out, his tie to match his shirt and stuff. It seems like she's dressing him, but she's just laying out the outfit for him for that day because she knows, okay, he wears suits, so I'm gonna throw his white shirt and his discolored jacket and the pants, and he'll go and he'll put them on. Or he'll say, oh, he's in the shower, and he'll probably tell her, oh, sweetheart, I'm gonna need to wear my blue shirt with whatever, and she throws out the blue shirts, grab the cufflinks, put the cuff. If he wears shirts with cufflinks, throw the cufflinks on the bed so he sees everything. She's that person who, when he's driving, she's the one on the side, like letting him know where his turns are and things like that. So her relationship within the family holds the family together, where dad is the protector and the leader, but mom holds everything in place. Mom holds everything in place. The wife holds everything in place. She keeps the house. What is there? That house. She now makes it a home. It's her house. Um, she is not only praised by her husband, but also by her children. Like I was saying earlier, kids will make. They're at school. If they're real young kids, they will make things for their mom that their mom can wear. As they get older, they make sure they bring home gifts for their mother. It's, oh, thank you, mom. I really appreciate that, mom. This gives her the appreciation and the recognition um, she receives are a testament to the the impact she has on her family and her community. Even in the community, excuse me, even in the community, she shows her her ability to when she goes to these PTA meetings and stand there and argue on the behalf of the children for the school system. Like we know, the PTAs are basically mostly ran by women. Well, being a former PTA president, it's the women. I've seen the women do things that I sometimes I say, wow, I don't think a bunch of men could even do some of the things they do and move and get things moving in the right fashion. So this is what it is. So as we also look in a transition of this, now let us explore how we can teach our daughters and love our sons, following the example set by the virtuous woman. So in in I'm just not going to read the scripture, but I'm going to kind of skim over some things here in verse 31, in chapter 31, as we see in the beginning verse. She's speaking to her son. She's letting him, we see her speaking to her son, why my son, and what my son of my womb. So back then, this is kind of like she's saying, well, she's her son probably gave her a question, and she's saying, yeah, my son, well, okay, what, what my son I gave birth to. So like mom said, okay, all right, Mustafa, yeah, I gave birth to you. Okay, what you want to tell me? Okay, and then we see here, and what son of thy of thy of thy vows. So of thy vows. So do not give your strength to a woman. So she's giving her son advice. These men have a very strength that we use, and we're not. She's saying to her son, don't give this strength that you have as a man up to a woman. And then we're going to see over here in chapter 5, verse 5. I always say chapter 5 or chapter, but verse 5. Uh, Otherwise, they will drink and forget what is decreed, what is decreed, and present and prevent the rights of all the needy. So these what they're saying here, what she's saying is, whatever you do, don't just let people don't just give out stuff and let people just come and drink up everything and take everything, because you're the king. You're the king of your castle. That's what she's trying to tell her son. You are the one who is to rule. You are to rule, but don't do foolish things that a foolish king would do. Be a smart king. In other words, what she's saying, be a smart king. Um, Let him drink and forget his poverty. So it's like this person drink and forget his poverty, um, and remember his troubles no more. So there are things that you must do to, like, just forget drink whatever you out there, and you just forget about whatever your problems or troubles are. Here, let's see. In 8, open your mouth for the people who cannot speak for the rights of all the unfortunate. So when 8, she's telling her son, speak for the people that cannot speak. Speak for the people who don't have that courage to speak. You should be speaking for those people. So we see her in that friend. So he says also here in verse 9, verse 9, he says, open your mouth, judge righteously, and defend the rights of the poor and the needy. And we know Jesus asked everybody to be 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 a protector of the vulnerable. That means the elderly and the babies and make sure that the poor get what they need. So this is what she is doing. She is passing wisdom to her son, and passing this wisdom to her son, because her son is what is the wisdom that she needs. The son is her wisdom, and she wants her son to be very wise because he is the king. And this king she's talking to is King Lamenter, Lament You. That's the son's name in chapter 31. Uh-huh. So, again, let me get back here to this point, and let's look at point 2. So now we're going to teach our daughters. So, teaching our daughters, mother and father and guardians, it is our responsibility to instill godly values and wisdom in our heart, in the hearts of our daughters. We must teach them to seek the Lord, embrace their um, what they're going to be embracing is their uniqueness. We want them to embrace their uniqueness and the development in their talents. So we know our children have various talents. Some can really stand. Some can tell very good stories. Some can make you laugh with jokes. So we want to develop their talents. If they can sing, we want to develop that talent. We want to develop that understanding. As mothers and fathers, as you nurture your daughters, you want them to be young, strong women. You want them to know how to know godly, meaning when you're looking for, you get much older, you're getting ready to marry. Look for a young man that is going to be godly as well. A young man that is going to bring you happiness. A young man that is going to give you the type of life you would like. But when you're married, you didn't have the rocky roads and the wintry storm that you're gonna have. As a wife, the husband is there. Her and the husband have their understandings. But our daughters, we must teach them. And as we see this, the virtuous women of Proverbs 31 is described as having wisdom and kindness, and she shares these qualities with her daughter. So within chapter 31, we're going to see here. So we're going to look right here. It's better with these on. but um, okay, we're looking at this in verse 10, the description of a wealthy woman, an excellent wife who can find her, for her worth is far above jewels. Um, the heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. Now, from verse 10 to 11, what he's saying is that she has the excellence that she has found, that everything she knows she's doing it right. She sees that she's doing it right. Her, she is like, uh, she is worth a jewel. She is worth, if her husband finds her, he found something very good. He's found that thing that will help him get to wherever he's trying to get. And you see this, the the heart of her husband's heart. It trusts in her. He doesn't doubt her. In other words, he trusts in her judgment. He trusts her far above anything. He doesn't lack anything. He doesn't lack any gain. He knows I'm gonna prevail with this. Also, she does him good and not evil all the days of her life. So she also does good for him. She doesn't hinder him in any way. She doesn't hurt him. And anyway, she's doing very good for him. She is moving the family. When how she leads, she is helping him move the family in the direction that he sees the family to go in. And she's able to see that same vision he's seeing as they move forward. Um, she is she looks for wool and linen and works with her hands and delight. So when she has the linen or wool and she's knitting or sewing or anything, she doesn't have the dislike of it. It is something that she enjoys. She enjoys doing this. This is what she wants to do because it's for her family. She does this for her family, not for anybody else but her family. She does this for her family, for her husband, and for herself. Okay, and it's just kindness and her qualities in her children. So these are her children are watching her, and especially her daughter is watching her mother, and she sees the qualities of her mother, and this is what she sees her mother do, so she will do it. It's the same thing. It's reverse. It's a reverse role when it's the father. The son sees the father doing something. How many times you seen a father? He's working on his car. The son comes over. He's looking. He's asking, "Daddy, what's that? Daddy, what's this?" His father says, "Give me a wrench." And the son picks up a screwdriver. He says, "No, babe." He says, "No." And he shows him what the wrench is. He gives him the wrench. Now, when he's a little older, 10, 15 years, he goes, "Yo, give me a wrench." And the son picks up the wrench, gives it to him. "Give me a screwdriver." And he gives him a screwdriver. So these are the things that, as parents, we teach. And this is the same thing as a mother. She teaches. Um, by nurturing our daughters with love, faith, and guidance, we equip them to become women of strength and character. Now, that's strength and character because your daughter sees you make, if you're a wife and a mother who makes clothes, you can make your daughter a dress. Your daughter sees that. Now she's going to sit down with you at the sewing machine. If she's going to make that sewing machine. If you're the mother that goes shopping and your daughter's with you, she's going to see you pick the items, calculate the items in your head, know you have enough money, put the items in your daughter will ask, "Well, mommy, how do you do that?" Well, she and mothers will say, "Well, this is what I do. This is how I calculate what it is. I round off the numbers or whatever." So she watches her mother do shopping. She watches her mother washes the clothes. She knows, okay, watches her mother wash the clothes. She watches her mother cook as her mother cooks food. She watches how her mother cooks food and makes things. So this is what she understands going forward with her mother. And her mother is nurturing her because she's talking very teachable to her. She's talking to her with love. She's giving her daughter the faith that she can do this. So when the daughter's trying to bake a cake for the first time, the mother is telling her the ingredients to put in, the ingredients to put in, the ingredients to put into the cake. That's one thing when she's expressing what to put into the cake. Son is peeping in on me, making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Um, excuse me. She is watching what her mom is making sure that she's putting the correct ingredients into the cake. She puts it in the oven. Mom is explaining to her how long it's supposed to stay in the oven. She's explaining to her how long she is watching it and everything. So this is this is some of the things how she nurtures her son, nurtures her daughter, and keeps everything within this time frame of her. Now, as we're going to move on to this, it's also the same role reversed with the dad. with dad. Dad is the one who is also going to going to dad is the one who's also going to put his nurturing into his daughter, because dad is going to show her, his daughter, how she should be treated as a young lady. He's going to be the one who moves her into the perspective of, okay, this is what we do. This is how we do things. This is what a man should do for you. This is what man should open up the door for you. The man should open up his car door if he hasn't dropped the car. Um, if you're going in, you should go first. When we're walking down the street, you're walking on the inside, not on the outside. So these are various things that dad will teach, excuse me, his daughter about about a man and mother. Just like I said, moms are someone today, and for many of y'all who do have mothers today, give them the praise that they deserve. But this is not just, don't wait for Mother's Day to give them the praise. I know we make a big issue of Mother's Day. It's a good it's a good thing for the businesses. It generates business for the businessman for Mother's Day. But Mother's Day is every day. Mother, you should bless your mother every day. Not just wait for Mother's Day, but bless them. I know we try to make this one day of the year a special day. Um, Take to your time to for this is for the daughters and for the sons. Take time out to take your mother out somewhere when you get the opportunity. If you got the opportunity, you do it. If you don't have the opportunity, you wait for that moment. You develop that moment to take them out. Even if it's, yo, mom, come on, I just want to take a stroll with you. Or let's take a ride, mom. And you just ride mom along. Y'all just talk and have that moment, that father, that mother and son, or mother and daughter moment with your mom. And this is for sons and daughters. I just want to say Mother's Day is a beautiful time. Unfortunately, I don't have that moment. My mom is gone. She is gone, but she is always within me, within my heart. It's every day that I walk up and I get up here and teach and preach. And when I come online to talk, I know if she was alive today, she would be very happy with what I'm doing. And she would say, "See, baby, I told you, this is what it is." Now let us turn our attention to the importance of loving our sons. Now, we know the true love, mother's real first true love is their sons. That first son is their true love. Now, um, that is true. Your mother's first love is their true son. But not to get away from that, not only your mother, not only the first son is the mother's true love, the baby son is the mother's true love. When my kids were small and I used to go visit my mother, I used to, when you're going into the house in New York City, I used to tell them, y'all go in first. They go in first. So what I used to, when they went in first, I would be looking at my mother's her expression as the kids walk in, because I can see her. I'd be peeking in and I can see her going in, as the kids go in, and then I come in and her face just lights up because now she knows she sees her baby. When I would drive up in front of the window, because my mother was in New York, she always sat in the window. Also, my grandmother always sat in the window. So, and anybody who knows your mom or your grandmother, if there's a window, that's where they're mostly perched at. They're right there in the window, watching everything that goes by, watching everybody that goes by, um, and enjoying themselves there. So, just to say, this, mom would see me pull up and she said, "Oh, you're off of work today." I said, "Yeah, I got off this morning." And I go in and me and her, I sit down for a few minutes, talk to her. Sometimes I wind up and stay. I say, "Well, I'm going to stay the night or I'm going to stay the most of the day." So I would stay there with her and enjoy my moment with my mom. So for moms to love their son, as parents, we have a critical role in training our sons to be to be compassionate, respectful, and godly individuals. Now, as a mom, mom has always give that loving and tender care to her son, that loving tender care to her children, so to speak, to the son. She give this loving tenderness, and to really tell you the truth, it kind of it kind of I'm trying to find a word for it. It kind of gets off. It spins off onto the son, depending on if the mother shows a great compassion, shows compassionate in certain situations or certain things, the son will also show that compassion to her son. He will be able to show that same compassion when he gets a young daughter to his daughter that his mother showed. This is with some fathers too, who now I'm going to mention father. The reason why I'm mentioning fathers because sometimes there is no mother. It's just the father with the daughter. It's the father with the son. Now the father, his compassion is a little different when it comes to his son, but he shows a compassion as he shows it when he's with his son's mother. So his son will begin to see the compassion, how fathers deal with their wives. Fathers show their compassion, how they deal with their children. Mothers will show their compassion towards their sons. Mothers show you your respect because they always telling you, make sure you say thank you, make sure you say please, make sure you say welcome. These are the things your mother instills in you. Not only just your mother, but your father too. But your mother is the main one. Make sure that if you ever have an accident, you got on. You know it. And that's what moms are always nurturing their sons. And they are always, mothers will always, those mothers who have been brought up in the church or those mothers who are now seeking the church will always take their children to church to show them how to be godly children and to seek God in their way. So moms have this love for their son because they'll say, "Okay, son, you ever been out? You ever went out to a dinner with your mom, and you're sitting there, and she takes the napkin, tucks it into your shirt, so you don't when you're young, you don't mess up your outfit." So she teaches you these things. She teaches you how to how to respect another older person. When you see this person, you call them Mr. So and so. You call this person Mrs. So and so. You always meet them. You say thank you when you walk into a room. You say good. You say good evening to everybody. You don't just walk in the room like it's okay. You walk in there and you say good evening. Hello, how's you doing? How's everybody? You learn to speak when you get up in the morning. You learn to say good morning. A lot of this is what mothers instill in their son. And let me go back to Proverbs, because that's what she does in the beginning. That's what she did in the beginning. Let me see if I can find where she's talking to her son. And here, let me see.